I bought this 100% legit PS5 console for $35, and in this video, we're going to take an in-depth look at it and see if it was worth the money. Alright, so first of all, as you can see, they sent me two GS5s. Not sure why, because I only ordered one. And I actually ordered a knockoff PS5 like 2 years ago maybe, and it was actually a knockoff to the knockoff because the GS5 is the true knockoff. The other one I bought was a knockoff of the GS5, which is kind of crazy to think about. But anyways, looking at the box here, you can clearly tell this is a straight up knockoff to the PS5. The font right here is exactly the same, just says GS5 instead of PS5. The console shape is exactly the same. For some reason, they use like a DualShock 4 controller type instead of, actually that's more like a PS1 controller type instead of a DualSense. We got 5 Pro. I'm not sure what that means. Here on the side, it include console, stand, controllers, power supply, and AV cable. Same thing on the back. And then here on the side, we got Game Station 5, 2 players, plug and play. Got this cool little logo that's supposed to probably emulate the PlayStation, the P and the S, but instead it's a G and a S. Man, these guys go to great lengths to copy PlayStation. And the funny thing is, this Japanese writing right here, let me just translate it for you. All right, so I translated it. Obviously, this is Game Station 5, and right above it, the Japanese writing says Classic Classic. I don't even know what to say about that. Let's go ahead and open it up and see what's inside of this box. I love these fake knockoff consoles that these companies make. Whose job is it to come up with this stuff, man? It's a cute console though. I mean, like, it's tiny. Look at this thing. It's got a couple USB ports right there for your controllers. And that thing, I mean, it looks just like a PS5, but smaller form factor. You've got your 2 controllers here. No back buttons at all. You've got your, they even use the Game Station writing right here. Looks like the PS3 writing. That's kind of funny. And I guess this piece of paper right here shows their entire lineup of consoles. You've got a PS1, another PS1, that looks like a PS2, a PS5, a fat PS3, a PS3 Slim, an Xbox 360, PS4, Xbox One. I've seen some of these. I actually have not seen some of the Xbox Ones. Kind of cool. And it's got a whole setup guide for your pistol. This does not come with a pistol, but just a controller, your standard power supply, which appears to be a USB, micro USB cable. You've got your AV cable here, pretty standard, and then you've got this little crappy stand, but we'll see if it works. So here's your PS5, or excuse me, your GS5, and it just sits right in the stand, and there you go. Awesome. I mean, like, it's probably, I don't know, a fifth of the size of a real PS5. Let me go ahead and grab one and do a little comparison. All right, so here's the PS5, and you can clearly tell it's much larger. Here's your GS5 right next to it, and like the contours and the lines and everything look extremely similar. You know, it's pretty obvious that they were going for an exact replica. Clearly, it's just a lot smaller. And then I don't think I showed you the back of this thing yet, but we've got a few slots here. We've got our AV out, our power in. You've got a micro SD slot, which appears to be non-functional, and also an HDMI slot, which also appears to be non-functional. Just kind of covered it up. Maybe it's for another console that they use the exact same format. I don't know. Then here on the front, you got a reset button and a power button. Very, very interesting concept. I kind of want to actually go ahead and open this thing up before we turn it on and test it out. So let me see. I vaguely remember that the last fake PS5 I bought, you had to just like kind of snap it off. So I got this thing open, and these clips were clearly meant to never be taken apart because I broke I broke 2 of the clips. A couple of the other ones look pretty stressed, but that thing did not come apart easy. I had to pry it open with a screwdriver. And yeah, you got one little circuit board down here. You've got a cable that goes to the USB ports here where you plug your controllers in. Usually these things are like a fam clone, so it just has a bunch of Japanese NES games on here. And that's why they're so, I mean, at this point, like, you don't need that much to emulate NES games. So that's why the board is so small. You've got a micro USB port there. Sometimes these boards have another port on them so you can like program stuff to them. I don't see any other stuff here though. And you got a little light down there, and then of course your reset and your power buttons. Definitely a very interesting little design though. I always find it so funny how somebody's job was to basically find a way to copy another console and then put your own little board inside of it. I don't know, like, just imagine you tell people that's what your job is. It's like, yeah, I built a little console that copies the PS5 exactly. It's just in a smaller form factor. I don't know, kind of funny. Let's go ahead and plug this thing in and see what's on it. So guys, if you like my videos here, make sure to check out my website down below. It's called jrobgaming.com, and I've had a newsletter sign up for quite a while now, and in the past I've kind of used it mostly for discount codes for my website, but I'm transforming it now into an actual weekly newsletter where I share interesting gaming content such as, overpriced weird consoles I find, funny gaming content online, and just anything else that I think is interesting. Let's go ahead and turn this console on, see what it does, if anything. Console is finally booted up. I had some issues because apparently this upscaler only works to 720p on this console instead of 1080p. Weird. Yeah, it's 201, and it looks like we got 200 games on here. I just find it hilarious how they call it 201. This is actually a pretty low number of games compared to a lot of the other knockoff consoles like this I've bought in the past. Usually it's like 5,000 games or something. And as per usual, they're in just like a random order. We got Super Mario 3, Super Mario, Harry Potter, Defender, Space Invaders. It's not like sorted alphabetically, and I don't know if there's any rhyme or reason to how these are organized, like pinball, soccer, dig dug, like just all in a row. They appear to be all be NES games, maybe some like Genesis or something. Let's just try Super Mario 3 and see. Okay, apparently the X button is not. The X button just skips a bunch of stuff. So does the circle button. What do I press? Start? There we go. All right, now we're playing Super Mario 3. Now let's see if it's like a legit copy of it. Okay, so I'm not quite sure what kind of version this is, because usually it should say Super Mario Bros. 3 and not just 3. A little weird. Let's go ahead and start the one-player game and see what's going on here. The game seems to work fine. I keep dying. When I boot it up, it seems fine. I haven't played Super Mario Bros. 3 in forever, so I don't know if that's actually how it's supposed to look or not, or if there's some other differences there, but it seems kind of fine. I'm going to go ahead and reset the console, though, and we'll play another game. And here's the funny thing about these consoles. They like to repeat games. So we have Super Mario up here. And we got... Whoa, what just happened? This console keeps like glitching. Like it'll just like turn itself off and back on. Yeah, so I have no idea what happened to this console, but it seems to have just died. I guess it's a good thing I have a spare here. Maybe that's why they sent me two, because they knew the first one was crap. Well, let's just open this one up and swap out the console and see if this one works. Yeah, and this console looks exactly the same. We'll just do a straight swap here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but it finally turned back on. I had to like turn the console off and on a few times and reset it a few times, and we're back now. But let's go back. I think we were talking about the Super Mario versus Mario Bros. Yeah, there it is, number 40, called Mario Bros. And there's a Super Mario Bros. One. Bro, what? Maybe one is from like an arcade machine and one is from the NES. I don't know. I'm not an expert on these old games like this, so I'm not sure. But that was Mario Bros. We're gonna try out Super Mario now and see what that is. All right, so Super Mario looks like the thing I'm used to, where you had a one-player game, two-player game. Looks like the NES version. It's still missing. It seems to still be missing some text on the screen. Oh, did he run this fast in the normal game? This looks like excessively fast. Maybe it's normal. I don't know. I don't know. This console is so janky. It's kind of like the best part and the worst part about these consoles is like you don't know, without clicking on them, you don't know what the game's going to be, because it's just like it's kind of like an abbreviated version of the game. Like you can see here, these are actually better versions that I've seen before. Sometimes they straight up abbreviate them with like 3 letters and you have no idea what you're playing until you click on it. But like it's just such random versions of different games, and I'm not familiar with half these games. I didn't play much NES back in the day, but. And you got stuff like this. Like I thought Milk and Nuts was a funny name, so I looked it up. And the real game is called Nuts and Milk. So why are they calling it Milk and Nuts here? I don't. There it is. Now it's called Nuts and Milk. I don't know why they just game editor. It's like they made their own. Oh wait, can we? Oh, we can make our own game here. Oh, what the heck? I don't know if this is like a legitimate part of this game or if it has something to do with this this specific console. That's kind of cool though. Now let's go back up to one-player game. Round error. Nice. So I can't even play. All right, so I messed something up. So honestly, I don't know why anyone would like legitimately buy one of these and use it. There's so many other ways to play these games, and I think the best use case scenario for a console like this is to buy it for a prank, like a prank gift. Buying it for your kid and be like, hey, I bought you a PS5, put it in a PS5 box, and they open it up and they get the GS5, which is kind of funny. Of course, then you need an actual PS5 to give them to, because that's just dirty. But I think that'd be funny. And yes, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know down below what you think about this console, and I'll see you next time.